Welcome to Eternal Elements Learning Podcast brought to you by Atyasa Online. These podcasts are a part of the audio certificate programs on Atyasa Online. You're free to take these podcasts on your desired portal also, should you only wish to learn on the go. Thank you so much for engaging on these podcasts, and you can connect with the author on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook. Hi, so welcome back. Like I spoke about sense of purpose in my earlier podcast, this is Niket, Karajagi, your host, bringing you a podcast again on sense of purpose. And this time I'm going to talk about what leaders typically tell me when they confront the issue of sense of purpose. They always tell me, but there is a risk involved. There is an uncertainty involved. And I always tell them, absolutely. When you talk about calling of your heart, when you talk about your sense of purpose, it's all about feeling so desperate about it. It's like what the Zen masters say, it's like your head held under the water and you're desperate to breathe. If you have that desperation, then you convert your sense of purpose and your passion into a manifested, tangible idea. But can everybody do that? Yeah, of course everybody can do that. It's all about persistence because the law of the farm holds true. First you till the land, then you sow the seeds, then you water, you allow the seeds to germinate, then you fertilize, you de-weed, and then you harvest. It takes time. And by the way, you have to sow the seeds at the right time. You can't sow them too late. So what do corporate leaders typically do when it comes to sense of purpose? What they do is, some of them take on to the road less traveled, which is following their passions, following their sense of purpose, and a whole lot of them decide to pursue their careers with the skill sets that they have acquired. And then ultimately, when they give up their careers, they tend to get back to their sense of purpose. Or maybe they tend to do a very nice, cozy life after some time. It's completely your choice whether you want to follow your passion, whether you want to follow your sense of purpose. But is it an enjoyable process to follow your sense of purpose? Absolutely. Because that's when the passion starts manifesting itself and you feel so good your entire day. There's a sense of enlightenment. There is a sense of accomplishment. And by the way, you lead an actualized life because you do what you're born to do. Now, what about your strengths? Do you have the strengths to deal with the sense of purpose, to action your sense of purpose? Well, life is very mysterious. We're all born with the talents that we need to really get our sense of purpose going. Knowledge is power. If you have the knowledge, you can obviously spot the opportunities and your sense of purpose can get the velocity that it requires. Unfortunately, a lot of people do not tend to focus their lives in learning. If knowledge is power, that power has to be acquired. And by the way, strengths are all about practice, practice, and practice. So, is it possible to execute our sense of purpose and our passions? Absolutely, the choice is completely ours. We must feel the calling of the heart so strong that it ultimately takes you onto it. I took it onto it after giving up my career, and I thoroughly enjoy what I do. And that's typically, it's all about calling of the heart. So that was the conversation on the risk associated with sense of purpose, brought to you by Atyasa Online. I hope it gives you an insight as to why a lot of leaders do not tend to pursue their sense of purpose and why don't they really enjoy the work that they're in. So thank you very much. See you in the next podcast.